had a student come down to an evangelism conference on the East Coast, but he wasn't a believer. He signed up because he wanted to go to Panama City Beach for spring break to party. He was the only guy who showed up to the bus with beer, and he realized, I'm not with the normal group.
Well, hey everyone, Pastor Jared here, and I'm so excited for our conversation that we get to have today because I get to interview one of the missionaries that we have that we support through Kingdom Builders. And if you don't know what Kingdom Builders is, really it's the way we fuel and fund all the people and projects who are bringing life change around the world. And we actually fuel 86 different missionaries through Kingdom Builders. And so sometimes we get to hear about the stories, but today you actually get to see and live the stories through the missionaries we're interviewing today. And so I'm excited to invite Tim and Melissa Niegocki here. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well. For the Pacific Northwest, it's cold and rainy, but we miss San Diego.
For sure, San Diego. It's pretty nice right now. It's about 70, but
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit, you guys, you're missionaries through Cru, and so tell us a little bit, what is Cru and what do you guys do with that ministry?
Sure. Well, a lot of people will know Cru by its original name, Campus Crusade for Christ, but now we're called Cru, and we work within the campus ministry. The ministry overall really looks to assist the church in evangelism and discipleship, and so we're doing that within the university students of the United States. And Melissa is mobilizing students to go to reach university students of the world. Very cool. So through my media and through her mobilizing students is our role within the U.S. campus ministry.
That's awesome. And where are you guys located right now? Where are you guys at?
We're coming to you live from Vancouver, Washington, just across the river from Portland. You might have heard of us in the news.
Yes, that is true. So I'm sure through all the things that you guys have done, you have seen God do a lot of amazing things around the world. And so would you be able to share with us, what are some of the stories that you have experienced of life change around the world?
Sure, I'll start. I can give an example of kind of what we do of a person named Andre, who is kind of a co-worker of mine that lives in one of our countries in Central Asia. Kind of the area of the world that I primarily focus on is kind of Middle East, Central Asia. And Andre was once a student not long ago involved in a student ministry. And one of the things we tend to do as Americans coming over there is run English clubs. And Andre was a freshman, wanted to check out the English club practice. He had grown up predominantly practicing the main majority culture religion over there, and did not know anything about Christianity, mostly wanted to get involved to meet girls, I think. And so, but through that process, Andre came to know the Lord, began to grow in his faith, decided to join staff full-time and to work with us. And in that process, he just had natural leadership abilities and skills. And through the years, he's our highest leadership in position coming from the main majority culture religion of that time, and giving leadership to everything we're doing. So I'm in connection with him a lot. He's married now, has kids, they all know the Lord, and it's a joy to kind of work with him and to see his life just radically change. So that's one example I can think of. That's
incredible.
I think of being able to use media and bringing students to conferences. Right. We had a student come down to an evangelism conference on the East Coast, but he wasn't a believer. He signed up because he wanted to go to Panama City Beach for spring break to party. He was the only guy who showed up to the bus with beer, and he realized, I'm not with the normal group.
Right.
But as he came to our meetings, the students in his room just invited him to come. And so he heard about the gospel. This wasn't something he was exposed to at all. And he learned, as we taught the students, how to share their faith on the beach as they had conversations. And at the end of the week, they finally invited him to come out just to watch. He said, I'm not going to say anything because this is not me. And as the partner he was with was sharing with somebody, two other people came up and they said, well, hey, share it with us. And so he walked through a 4-point outline of the gospel with them. And they asked, well, when did you make that decision? And he's like, I think I just did.
Wow.
And came to Christ. And the fun part was a year later, he came back and he brought people in a Bible study that he was leading at his university to come back down there. And so through a divine opportunity, God really worked in his life, bringing him to the gospel, where he thought he was supposed to be in Bermuda for the spring break and then obviously doing something else at Panama City Beach. But again, transform lives are just what God's in the business of doing.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love hearing that and the stories of just what God is doing through Crew and through you guys. And so if people don't know, like when they give to Kingdom Builders, it really allows us to fuel what you guys get to do. And so tell us a little bit, how does our support help you do what you do?
Well, your support makes everything possible. I mean, we're entirely funded by donations from individuals in churches like Newbreak. And so that allows us to go on the field to record interviews. This summer, we're going to be going and visiting her student-led movement ministries in Central Asia for 3 weeks. I'll be shooting Change Life Stories. I'll be shooting a recruiting video to have students go, and she'll be with her leadership talking about how can the U.S. come alongside and help you get what you want to get done. How can we bring resources and labor across? And there's no way we would do it without the prayers and the giving and the encouragement from people like Newbreak and people who are involved in our ministry.
Yeah. That's so great. And thank you so much for sharing all that and what you guys are doing. One last thing real quick. How can we pray for you guys as you continue to serve the Lord?
Yeah, I think just prayer for wisdom and discernment as you guys know, just this last year of COVID, a lot of our work has just been pivoting constantly with Plan A, B, C, just like the church has. All of our summer teams we were going to send last year, we didn't. We have 1-year internships that we've been able to send internationally. We've actually redirected them. So wisdom as we keep navigating those things. That I think the Lord would continue to lead us where he wants to lead us. And as we're making transitions and stuff, I think that's kind of the main prayer request.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, once again, thank you guys. We are going to continue to support you guys. We love you guys and pray for you. And so thank you as well to you guys as you guys continue to give to Kingdom Builders. It is fueling life change around the world. And so continue to pray for Tim and Melissa and all the other missionaries. We're so thankful for your generosity and how God is using you.